Moving yourself sounds simple until it isn't. The packing, the truck rental, the lifting, the mess. Now imagine moving with United Van Lines. United's pros know how to transport your things safely and seamlessly. No guesswork, no borrowed dollies, no hassles. A full-service move by United means your move is handled by experts. Your time stays yours and your stress level dramatically lower. Full-service moving from America's #1 mover, United. It's a better way to move. Get a free quote at UnitedVanLines.com.
You alright? New episode of the Cameo show. This is episode number 9. And if you want to order a Cameo from me, they work out as about 10 quid from cameo.com/worldaroundyou. You can get yourself various little messages, you know, pep talks, happy birthday, the dog's dead, the cat didn't come home last night, that girl from school that you fancy is going out with your mate. Well, maybe your childhood sweetheart has contracted a terrible illness, so she might be keen. Just found this out, thought I'd let you know. You know, whatever the message may be, I'm up for most, as long as it's not, you know, mental. It's not, you know, I'm not going to record you some like vile racist rant or sexist type nastiness, you know, towards a friend or a foe. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's in good taste, I'm not going to do that for you. But I will do it, you know, happy birthday, Jean. You know, oh, I'm sorry, Jeannie, but unfortunately, they didn't make it. You know, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a junior doctor, and you know, you think to yourself, I know I won't earn as much money as what I should. But it's very difficult telling all these families that the kids died. It's really hard telling all these people that, you know, I'm sorry, but the surgery wasn't successful. I'm sorry, but it's come back. Fucking get on Cameo, mate. Cameo.com/worldaroundyou. I don't mind. I'll do my little bit for the NHS. You know, they work hard, them people. Why should they have to carry the emotional burden? I'll carry that emotional burden, mate. Maybe you want to break up with someone. Maybe you want to be like, you know what? It's just not working out, you know. I mean, that'd be fucking horrific, though. If you are like into my stuff, and then your other half, well, you has to be found out of ex-other half, to decide, you know what, I'm going to break their heart. Plus, I'm going to make sure this taxidermist never makes any money from them. Bit cunty, I'll be honest. Bit of a dick move, that. But you know, maybe I'd consider it, because I can always say no to them. Do you know what I mean? Send one through, send a request through for your bits, you know, for what you're after. Anyway, we'll get into the first one, because we've got some long ones here, and we will start with this one here. This is a little happy birthday message for Tigbiddy Dave. They're turning 27, and he's a huge fan of the rat pencil cases. That's all he told me. So here we go. Let's have the first one then. Happy birthday, Tigbiddy Dave. Little message for you from Scabby Carly. She says it's your birthday, but unfortunately you're going to be working a shift at CosmicCoin. Apparently you're on the front lines of the commercial war over there in CosmicCoin, where you know they're trying to not monopolise, but sort of take over high streets and that, and you're there, you don't even realise it, mate, but you're fighting their fight. You're standing there day in, day out, even on your 27th birthday, mate, trying to show people, you know, this is the only way to drink a Verdi cappuccino. See, I know the words. Fucking. But I've always been suspicious of it, innit? Because they kept it in films, you know, they'd sponsor films and that, and say, like, sponsor films, as if they're not the ones making the films, or, you know, forcing people like Mike Myers to make Austin Powers films so they could advertise CosmicCoin. Forcing, you know, whoever Brad Pitt was working for in Fight Club so that they could make Fight Club to advertise CosmicCoin. It's just suspicious to me, innit? And Friends, mate, as well. Look at Friends. I've mentioned this loads of times in podcasts and stuff, but there's the fucking train, which always happens when I record these. It's really annoying. But it gets me every time, and it genuinely pisses me off. Because I've waited for the train to go past. One's already gone past. They don't normally go past one after the other. They go in different fucking directions. They never cross over, so one of them's obviously running late. Anyway, that doesn't matter to you. It's your birthday, innit?
Tigbity Dave.
The fucking
CosmicCoin.
the fucking with Friends, mate. Friends. That's where I was going, wasn't it? See, I think Friends was a bit of a psyop, mate. One, to try and trick people so that they'll get depressed when they're older, so that they think when they're older they should have friends their own age and hang around with friends and stuff. Doesn't happen. It's not a real thing. You know, you don't have friends really once you get past, I would say, like 23. So you stop making friends at about 23, didn't you? You just sort of focus on your life, and whatever's going on with your life, that takes over. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think anyway. But then they also made it so that when you are with friends and around company, if you like, don't go for a beer. Don't have beers. Drink at your house. Don't go out and have beers. Just go out and drink coffee. Become addicted to caffeine. Be more productive. And that's what they want, mate. I bet they have you glugging it down in there.
Tigbity Dave.
I bet they have you glugging down the
CosmicCoin.
mate. You know, it's fucking, and I bet they have the cheek to charge you for it as well. Oh, you get free drinks, so you can only have 3 a week. Some place, something like that, innit? It's probably a con, mate. Well, apparently you like to wrap pencil cases, so I thought I'd show you mine. This is the one I made a while back, and I kept it. I was trying to change up how it works and the intricacies, if you like, of the inside, but it's not really worked very well, if I'm honest. So that's why I keep this one, because it's made some like strange alterations to it, and I'm not very happy with how it ended up. So, but here you've got the pencil sharpener in its arse, so I'll just stick that in there for you.
Tigbity Dave.
Give it a twist, you know, clean off the back of it, and you got all the fucking bits on it there as well. Fucking, what else can I show you? He's rolling away, mate. He's coming back to fucking life. Look at this, mate. I got this yesterday. I'm going to repair him. A Fox's head to repair. It's an old one. So, compared to my guy here, who I've had for years, yonks, mate. So, this is my one. This is the one someone else has done. Now, I know which one looks better. You know, clearly the puppet. This one needs a bit of fixing. Don't like the eyes on it. The ears are fucked. Looks like it's been chewed by someone. Like someone's just sat at home being like, oh, I feel so down. Having to work it
CosmicCoin.
on my birthday. Chewing on the fucking ear of the fox. And I feel better now, but I do feel a bit sick. Maybe I should have a coffee. You know, fucking, it's mad, mate. It's good though that you're working on your birthday though, man. That's good. That's admirable. I know you probably don't have much of a choice, which is shit, but it is good that you're working on your birthday and you're not, you know, throwing a tantrum or calling in sick or out like that, because it shows work ethic, mate, and that's a good thing to have, man. It's a good thing that you're doing that. Do you know what I mean? So don't feel bad about that. My worst birthday was probably my 21st birthday, because I was let's say predisposed with other activities back then. So I didn't realise that I would have finished university by then. So I ended up staying in my student accommodation on my own for about 2 or 3 weeks after I'd finished uni. I spent my 21st birthday on my own. No friends, no one around, nothing. Just sitting in my bedroom waiting for another week so I could go home on the bus. So I didn't have any money to buy a bus ticket to get back. And I didn't really want to admit to people back then that I'd got the wrong bus. I'd ordered the wrong bus time and that I was on my own down there. That's a bit miserable, isn't it, for your birthday? What else can we fucking show you, mate? I'm going to be making some more Reamanites this week. Which are these? I'll show you a photograph of one. These, mate. That's the Reanimites. So it's an animite with baby chicken toes attached. Do you want to see a tub of baby chicken toes? Look at this, mate. In there. Loads of fucking toes, mate. Box of feet. Got that. And there's some skins, mate. Look at these. All these dead rats hollowed out, mate. Loads of good stuff there. Loads of fucking good stuff. I'm actually quite excited to start making things for them. I don't have that much new to show you.
Tigbity Dave.
I had to spend last week fucking faffing around. I'm having a war with delivery drivers at the minute. They're doing me fucking head in, mate. They keep hiding me deliveries on site. I work from an industrial estate, and they won't deliver my things to me. They just keep delivering them to different businesses here, businesses that aren't even in the same building. Yet other people,
Tigbity Dave.
other people are getting their deliveries. They're getting sent to them in this building from the same fucking people as well. But they're not delivering mine. They're hiding them all around behind traffic cones, next to walls. They take some pictures of them where you've got a bit of a frame of reference. Say for example, if they took a picture of it there, you'd know it's got a wooden floor and a bit of plastic. So you'd know you've got to be looking for a window or a bit of PVC. They do that and then fucking hide it elsewhere on site, mate. They're doing me fucking head in, mate. But I hope your birthday goes well. I hope whatever you're doing after your birthday, after your shift at
CosmicCoin.
Apparently you're big into
CosmicCoin.
I heard you love
CosmicCoin. Scabby Carly
was actually telling me, we was chatting the other day for hours, and she was telling me that she didn't stop talking about you, to be honest.
Tigbity Dave.
She seems a bit maybe besotted by her, seems proper into you. She was telling me about how you, when you're at home, you've set up your kitchen counter to resemble the counter at
CosmicCoin.
Not in the same way, but everything's spaced the same, so where you would have the brownies and that in
CosmicCoin.
you've got then that gap where the till would be, and that's where you put your tablet, so you can mess when you're cooking in the kitchen. And she said you've also got these weird like pajamas that you hide in your drawer with a fake
CosmicCoin
logo that she thinks you've drawn on yourself with a Sharpie, which is a bit weird, mate. I'm not gonna, it's a bit weird, but she seems into it, mate. She thinks it's cute, She's like, oh, it's lovely. He just loves his job, No one ever loves the job. No one ever's that happy about the job that they want to take it home with them. And you're doing that without the thieving as well, man. It's commendable, mate. It's a bit. I don't know how often you can rearrange your room to look like it, though. And she did say as well. She had a little look on your phone when you went toilet a couple of weeks ago, and she saw that you was looking up some rattan furniture, and it resembled some of the the tables and chairs they have outside where you can sit and smoke.
CosmicCoin.
And she said it wasn't like the ones at yours, but it was like the ones that she'd seen when she'd gone and done the shopping with her mum a few weeks ago, and she was a bit like, no, this is going a bit far now. So she was like, do you mind, world around you, do you mind telling him to stop trying to decorate his house to look like he's living in
CosmicCoin.
Because it's never going to get you the management role, that, mate. That's never going to get you to management.
CosmicCoin.
That. What's going to get you to management, mate, is just being cruel to people, I would imagine. I think that's how you climb that sort of a ladder, innit? It doesn't matter how good of a brew you can make. If you're very good at your job, in any job, you're not really going to get a promotion. You've got to be kind of all right at your job, be nice and be friendly and amicable with the people around you so they enjoy spending time around you, but also just bad enough at your job that they can't fire you, but they need you out the way to have better staff there. Because that's how you'll notice all of your managers are incapable of doing the jobs, mate. It's because they might be fun to go for a pint with, or they pretend to be enjoyable and nice at work and palatable to be around. Maybe they're not cunts to everybody back then, but they're also not very good at the job. But they can't fire them because they can do the job, but they just need them out the way to try and find someone who can work more efficiently. So working efficiently is probably never going to get you to the managerial role. Just my advice, though. I might be wrong. I am an idiot, I have to work very efficiently, but I'm not going to get a promotion for what I do. I'm in charge of me. But I will be giving myself an award again at the end of the year for Employee of the Year. Because it's nice, isn't it? You got to have something to celebrate.
Tigbity Dave.
And what you've got to celebrate, mate, is your birthday, man. Happy birthday, bro.
There we go. That's the first one. Now, if you keep wondering about the CosmicCoin thing, it was a little swap like the Tigbity Dave is for the real name, because the person who ordered it sent me a couple messages on Instagram telling me, and if you could mention this a lot, because they work there and that's where they're going to be on the birthday, and so I took from that, they must go on about the job all the time kind of thing, so let's really hammer that home for them. So I don't know what you thought of that. The next one we're going to have is one of my personal favourites, mate. I really enjoyed this one. I got very carried away with it. So it was for a guy from another guy that have known each other and been friends for over 40 years. It's not for a specific occasion. They just enjoy my videos. They just wanted a bit of banter. It'd make his day. The weirder the better, which is like the code word that I've established with people. Well, I've established with myself. The weirder the better means just relax into it, say whatever you want. It's perfectly fine. We're all accepting of it. And there's something about Tigbiddy Dave that they wanted me to know, was that he comes to work with 3-pack lunches, has really scruffy hair, and he dresses like a geography teacher. Now, if you're listening to all of that and thinking, is he going to go the child grooming route? You fucking bob on, mate. But just before we do get into it, if you want to hear a bit more of me talking to myself, and which is pretty much what these are, but without the video element and not directed at anyone in particular, literally just the things that are inside my head, join my Patreon. It's £3 a month, or you can try it for free for 7 days. You can join it for £1 as well, but you get access to a bit less stuff. But the £3 here gets you everything that's on there. Discount codes for the website, bonus episodes of podcasts, video episodes of the podcasts, all the episodes of the podcast that are already recorded but aren't released but as video versions. So there's about 80 episodes of the main podcast that are recorded, which come from my old radio shows, which get dissected into 2 episodes at least each. So that means there's about 160 episodes worth of content over there that will eventually be released to the public as audio. But there's also well over 200 bonus episodes, probably close to about 230, I think. The discount codes for the merchandise on my website, the rabbit toaster mugs and that, the shirts, canvases, and you'll get a message telling you when the next wrap pencil case will be made available. So you best, if you want a wrap pencil case, you're best off signing up, and you'll get that message, gives you a little bit of a heads up, and then in essence you're competing with less people. There's about 30 of you so far that have signed up to Patreon, so if you're one of those people, thank you, I appreciate it. Obviously it'd be nice if more people joined, but you know, I'm grateful for any of you that sign up. I understand that you like the taxidermy, listening to podcasts, and that might not exactly be what you want, but I do enjoy doing these, innit? So patreon.com/worldaroundyou, £3 a month. Fucking, there's loads of stuff on there, mate. I think you'll enjoy it. But anyway, let's crack on with this next cameo here. So here we go.
Right,
Tigbiddy Dave.
little message for you from
Little Greg.
mate. Right, I know it's not your birthday, I don't like that. It might be a friend anniversary. He's not said that, not his words, you know, don't be looking down on him as like he's a weirdo and all. But, I mean, it is strange for you know, someone who's at least 40, a bloke who's at least 40, to get another bloke who's at least 40 a gift. But still, very nice guy, clearly, you know, I can see why you've been friends for over 40 years. And I wonder, does that mean that yous are like 43 and met as like proper little kids? Or, you know, maybe it's something weird though, maybe he's 80, maybe
Little Greg's
80, right? Maybe he groomed you.
Tigbiddy Dave.
Maybe
Little Greg
groomed you from the age of, you know, when you were born. Maybe you were like his neighbour's kid, and he was like, oh, hey, I'm in here, hey? 16 years from today, be having him. That might be what he thought, mate, and he's just, you know, bought you these nice little gifts, videos from a stranger on the internet, you know, showing you action figure heads on dead ducks and stuff, you know, just to sort of ease you in. And you've gotten a bit wise to it, mate. You've gotten a bit wise to his wily little perverted nonsense. That's why you eat 3-pack lunches a day, innit?
Tigbiddy Dave.
Keeping yourself plump, mate, so he can't just pick you up and run off with you. A tactic you started when you was about 4, when you realised
Little Greg
kept coming round as this 40-year-old man, just fucking walking in like that and being like, you know, we'll pretend for the sake of argument this teddy bear I've made out of a skull is like little toddler.
Tigbiddy Dave. Toddler Biddy Dave. Tiddy Biddy Dave. Diddy Biddy Dave.
He's like, oh, hello,
Tiddy Biddy Dave.
come to mine, and he just walks off with you. And then you figured to yourself, you know, as a little kid, you're like, well, he's not doing it to me sister. He's not doing it to fat Sandra. He's not doing it to her because she's overweight. It must be why. That must be why he's not interested in Sandra. It's got to be because she's fat. So you thought to yourself, I'm going to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And then
Little Greg
can't molest me no more. Well, he still gave it a bloody good go though, didn't he?
Tigbiddy Dave.
You know, he's worked together. He got you your job. He paid off the boss. He may have even started the business himself and thought to himself, you know what? He's 14 now. When he leaves school at 16, he's going to need a place to work. He's our
Tigbiddy Dave.
Going to set him right up, mate, in life. I'm going to pay him just shy of what he would need to be able to move away and start his own business and start his own life. I'm going to keep him dependent on me, mate. I'm going to keep him on the teat. Speaking of teats, look at these teats, mate. Look at the teats on this fucking ceramic pig, mate. Just reminded myself. I don't get who makes these ceramic pigs, but someone keeps making them and keeps giving them these massive tits. Sorry, I inhaled something there. Look at it. Look at the fucking the tits on her, mate. And she's giving you them come to bed eyes. Eyes I bet you've seen from
Little Greg.
I think it was my own hair, mate. I think I breathed in my own little lock of hair.
Little Greg's.
Got a lock of your hair.
Tigbity Dave.
Says you've got scruffy hair. He's paying attention to it.
Tigbity Dave.
He cares.
Tigbity Dave. Little Greg.
Cares about your hair.
Tigbity Dave.
He wants you to look after yourself. He doesn't find you as attractive anymore.
Tigbity Dave.
That's what the problem is.
Little Greg's.
Looking at you going, he's let himself go, you know. He's eating these 3-packed lunches, you know. He's 3 apples a day, he's 3 bags of Watsons. To be fair, if a bloke's eating 3-packed lunches, I can fucking almost guarantee there's no apple or Watsons in there. He's eating his 6 ham sandwiches, his cheese spread. He's eating 4 Dairy Lee Dunkers, his 6 fucking Rocky bars through the day. Doesn't even smoke anymore. Smoking was keeping his weight down that little bit. He's quit smoking. He's replaced his cigs with a fucking, not even with a real vape pen. He's replaced that with a fucking biro that he sucks sherbet through. Do you know what I mean? That's what
Little Greg's.
thinking. He's worried about you.
Tigbity Dave.
He is very concerned about your appearance, mate. Very concerned about your appearance. He says you're dressing like a geography teacher as well, and I don't quite know what that means. I presume it means you get about with an umbrella and an anorak, because the geography teacher's going to be going on field trips in it, hanging round by rivers and, you know, the odd Oxbow Lake and stuff. It's got to be something to do with that. My geography teacher was a pisshead, so he had a very strange dress sense. It was like, you know, he had a shirt and trousers, and he wore them all week, whilst his nose sort of did a Rudolph in the classroom, and throughout the week he would become more abrasive towards the students. Maybe you need to be a bit more abrasive towards
Little Greg. Tigbity Dave.
Maybe this friendship's coming towards an end, mate. He's got a total stranger, me, right? Who, I mean, look at me, mate. I don't have fashion sense, innit? My hair, I've cut my own hair the other day with kitchen scissors, mate. My hair comes down to about here if I let it go. I decided to have my first shave in ages the other day. I wear clothes that I've designed myself that no cunt buys. I fucking, you know, I don't know. I don't eat 3-pack lunches. I'll be honest. Don't really eat dinner. I try not to eat dinner unless it's a cold day, because it's not good for you to be eating dinner on a cold day. 1 second, someone's trying to ring me. I don't know who that is, but I'm not fucking redoing this.
Tigbity Dave.
It's your time.
Tigbity Dave.
This is for you, mate. This isn't for some fucker from Tamworth. Don't even know where that is. Look at this. What do you reckon to this? Here's a deer's leg made into a toilet brush. You probably, I imagine you'd use your toilet brush a lot, but if
Little Greg
was talking about you'd probably say your toilet was dirty and all, and you could do with this. I imagine you're not off the toilet, to be honest.
Tigbity Dave.
3-pack lunches, because that could be a cold sausage roll, a pork pie in one, a pork pie in another, an ham and cheese sandwich in the third, maybe a jam sandwich, something sweet after all that salt. Bag of crisp in each. I presume we're going Ridges, we're going McCoy's, and we're going them Ridges from Aldi as well. I would have thought maybe a bag of Doritos if you think it's fancy pushing the boat out and treating yourself. Maybe a caramel Rocky bar as well. But it sounds like you're a bit of a fat cunt.
Tigbity Dave.
And you could probably do with, you know, I mean, I'm not one to tell someone else to get their hair cut, but maybe you should, mate. I mean,
Little Greg's
paying me to be rude to you, mate, so he's saying he's your mate, but I really, you know, it's hard to believe this. This is literally all he's given me. He comes to work with 3-pack lunches, he has really scruffy hair and dresses like a geography teacher, which I'm hoping is some in-joke and he's not just breaking the news to you now, you know. He's been there grooming you, mate, for 40 years, molesting you on the sly. When you go and kip at his house, he sneaks down from, you know, him in his wife's bedroom while you're on the couch, and he's like, wets his fingers and just fucking gently massages your ball sack for you in your sleep, and he's like, ooh, that'll do for me, and he runs back upstairs, well, quietly sort of like dances back up the stairs, and his wife's there the whole time awake, just with her eyes open behind her eyelids, just wishing he'd leave her, just being like, please release me from this weird man. He keeps inviting this person over he's known since a child. He's 80 years old. I'm impressed that my 80-year-old husband can dance up and down the staircase. I'll be honest, I've completely lost myself here. Why is an 80-year-old living in a house with 2 stories? It's a bungalow.
Tigbiddy Dave. Little Greg.
He lives in a bungalow. That's why he lives in a bungalow.
Tigbiddy Dave.
So he can get to you. He can make a beeline for you, mate, of a night time when you're kipping on his couch. I hope this was alright. I hope you thought to yourself, maybe I need to think about my friendship here with
Little Greg.
You know, maybe I need to look after myself a bit better, because I'm at least 40 years old and I'm eating like 3 children. I'm eating the dinners of 3 school children and dressing like a teacher. I mean, if you come into work, then again, there's another fucking angle, mate. They always say that people that got molested when they're younger go on to molest others. Is that what you're doing here?
Tigbiddy Dave.
You're dressing like a geography teacher so you can blend in around the schools, so people just look at you and go, oh, that must be the new geography sub, Mr. Dilbert's off because, you know, he's on the piss again. And they're like, oh, you know, what's your name? And you're like, oh, fucking Mr. Al. I'm Mr. Al.
Tigbiddy Dave Al.
And they're like, oh, lovely to meet you.
Tigbiddy Dave.
What a weird name. Yeah, family weren't that we're very unimaginative. So I'm a geography teacher. Love maps, mate. Love maps and hills and topography. And they're like, oh, brilliant. Yeah, well, you've got 9C next. Best of luck. They're cunts. And you're like, oh, buzzing. You know, and you're looking around for these good-looking kids.
Tigbiddy Dave. What, Little Greg.
You know, you're looking for ones that you think
Little Greg
would have preferred over you when you were younger. You're looking for the sort of kid that you think
Little Greg
was with when you weren't with.
Little Greg.
When you was a kid, mate. That's what you're looking for. That's why you've got the 3-pack lunches, mate. You're looking for poor ones as well. And you're like, right, he looks a bit hungry. Or maybe you're a vigilante.
Tigbiddy Dave.
Oh,
Tigbiddy Dave.
Maybe you're a vigilante, right? And you're sneaking round in the night with your toilet brush like this, fucking scooting about the place. And what you're actually doing is you're sneaking into schools as a geography teacher, not as a nonce, but as an anti-nonce. Like, you know, you're going in there going, look, lad, putting your hand on the shoulder. Look, lad, you're far too attractive and good looking for a 7-year-old boy. What you need to do, mate, is You need to eat this, mate. Eat this. It's an ham, cheese and Branston pickle, right? And there's loads of butter on there. You need to tell your mum to make you one of these every day. You need to eat these bags of crisps. Don't chuck the fucking quavers away, lad. There's no weight in a bag of quavers. Eat these. Chocolate, mate. As much chocolate as you can get. Sugar as well. Milkshakes. Have you discovered milkshakes yet? And then you're looking around for another 2, and you're like, oh. And then you see another one, and you're like, come here. Look, you're not as good looking as that 7-year-old boy over there, but for a 9-year-old lad, you're kind of alright. So I thought to myself, maybe it'd be best if you eat this, you know, and you give them a pork pie dinner and stuff and send them on the way. But then,
Tigbiddy Dave.
It all gets the better of you, mate. And then you're thinking to yourself, I've got one spare here, kind of peckish myself, because I normally eat all of these, because, you know, to save face in front of
Little Greg. So Little Greg
doesn't crack on that I'm trying to stop kids from being molested. And you're like, oh, you know what? It might be worth a go. I'm going to give it a crack myself. That kid over there is not that good looking. I'm going to tell him I'm going to share my jam sandwich with him. And you go over there, and that's where it starts.
Tigbiddy Dave.
You become the new
Little Greg
in this new
Tigbiddy Dave's
life, you know, traumatising him. And then it repeats the cycle, mate. He goes on to be the anti-nonce in like 40 years' time. He ends up working for you, though.
Tigbiddy Dave.
When you know, obviously inherit
Little Greg's
business and bungalow and all of his tricks and that, you know, and his sleepy tea that he gives you before you have a sit on his couch, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I think this is probably way too long. I'm glad you like me stuff.
Tigbiddy Dave and Little Greg.
If you're watching the
Little Greg
before you give it to
Tigbiddy Dave.
If you've got to watch this twice,
Little Greg,
I can only apologise, mate. But fucking, I'm glad you like me shit.
Tigbiddy Dave.
I'll see you in a bit, mate.
Right, so that's that one done with. That's one of my favourites, I reckon, that I've done so far. Just pretty much just barraging two very good mates if they've known each other for 40 years, and trying to compare each of them to being a paedophile. That's grooming the other into being a paedophile. I did enjoy that one. You could probably tell as it was happening, as it was where it was going, and I was enjoying the whole sort of, as shitty as it sounds, the whole sort of journey of wondering where the fuck am I going with this. So I did enjoy that. I've set up a discount code for this episode, so if you use the discount code MixUpMeToasties, MixUpMeToasties, don't worry, it'll be in the description below, you can save yourself £2.99 on one of your rabbit toaster mugs. So instead of it being £9.99, you'll get it for is that £7? Take £2.99 off of I think that's what it works out as anyway. Yeah, take £2.99 off £9.99. It'll get you to £7, won't it? Well, if it doesn't, it gets you £2.99 off £9.99 anyway on worldaroundyou.com. So that's Mix Up Me Toasties, all in capital letters. It'll be in the thing below. And this episode's also brought to you by Fat Pete's Prints, who hasn't added any new stuff for a while. So I don't know what's going on there, but so hopefully there'll be new stuff on Fat Pete's Prints soon. But if you want to get, I think it was 15% off of Fat Pete's Prints, use the discount code DEADRATS. That'll be in the description below as well. And don't forget, you can sign up to me Patreon and all. Try it free for a week. There might even be a little discount on my OnlyFans as well, which you might not even know that I've got. You know, so there's all the links will be below anyway to everything I do. Go and follow me on socials and that as well. Watch me videos, share stuff, like stuff. Pop this podcast in your story. Leave a rating, mate, on this. That helps me out, because then people that listen to the other styles of podcasts and episodes of podcasts of different peoples that you listen to might get shown this. If you've also rated other podcasts, maybe eventually a popular podcast will show more like this, and it'll be this. Maybe not this exact episode. Hopefully it'll be one of the deep dives of the Here's Hows. But even if these become the best ones, fuck it. I'll just be grateful you've been leaving reviews. So Mix Up Me Toasties, Dead Rat, and there's a discount on the Patreon and the other page potentially. There's always the free trial on Patreon, but you'll have to try your luck on the OF. Anyway, cracking on with the next one, mate. The next one is this was a message for a woman. This was from her husband. The pep talk for the specific occasion. They've just wrote the letter O. Didn't know what that meant. I don't know if that means it's, like engagement or something. Just got married, if that's to symbolise a ring, or if they just wanted to put something in there to fill the space. I don't know. The reason for the pep talk, she wasn't to know if how she can get into taxidermy. She doesn't really, but just rabbit on like she does. Haha. So we did that. And something special about Tigbiddy Dave that they wanted me to know is that she's Irish and she loves rats. So obviously I'm not going to teach you how to do taxidermy, because that would eat into my dinner, you know. That's taking away food off my plate potentially. So I took the piss with it. Here we go. Right. Tigbiddy Dave. Little pep talk for you, ordered from Gormless Jim. Your husband. I hope he is actually your husband and not just some like weirdo just lying, being like, oh yeah, I'll get one for her down the road, you know, and I'll pretend I'm her husband. You know, to plant that seed. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's trying to plant that seed. Maybe he's flirting with you. Tigbiddy Dave. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is Gormless Jim's way of flirting with you. What's the weirdest thing, mate, about all of this order, is that he sent me a photograph of you, and you're the first customer that I've had on Cameo, at least, and on probably all over, really. You're the first customer where their husband has sent me a photograph of them, as in of you, which is weird, isn't it? Don't worry, you know, it's not a sultry photograph, you know, you're fully dressed in that. You seem to be in like quite a high up building, it looks like, and you can even see him in the background like this. Well, because you can see him reflected in the window, and he's all hunched and kind of squat, it looks like, in a waistcoat. So, you know, he obviously thinks a lot of you, wants to show you off or whatever for some reason, you know. It doesn't add anything to me, it doesn't help me at all. All he's told me is that you're Irish and you love rats, and that there's misspellings in it, but I presume it means you want to know how to get into taxidermy. So what you're going to need, mate,
show you the kit. Here's the kit. So you're gonna need first things first is what you need is a little trap, right? And what we do is we get the trap and we let's go down to the ground. Moving downstairs. So you get your trap, right? And you've got your trap there. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna need a bit of bait. Now, for a bit of bait, let's say what you want, right? Is you wanna try and attract some boy ducklings, right? Or maybe some lesbian ducklings over. So you get your bait there in the box. So you've baited your box there with your chick with a duck. And then what you need, very pivotal thing you need here,
Tigbity Dave,
is you need a mallet, right? Claw hammers will do, toffee hammers are alright if you like getting up close, but you know, a rubber mallet, you can't go wrong with a rubber mallet. And then you just play the waiting game.
Tigbity Dave.
You just wait, right? And what you might want to wait like slightly to the side. And then what happens eventually is we're going to have to use our imaginations.
Tigbity Dave.
We're going to have to pretend that this next thing here is actually a male duckling. And so it comes over like this to inspect the box. And then it might try, and just as it's trying to get into the box, that's where you crack it over the head.
Tigbity Dave.
And then you smack its head in there with the rubber mallet that you've bought from Screwfix. You know, there's other places are available. Maybe ITS, you know, get it delivered to the door. It doesn't matter where you get your mallet from. But now you've got your male duckling and you've caved its head in. You take that male duckling and you hide it. You hide it behind the back of this box, behind the trap, right? So the others can't see it. Because what happens with ducklings?
Tigbity Dave.
That's it, mate. They follow the mum and they walk in a line. Now, presuming that you've already had the mum, well, you have already had the mum in this situation.
Tigbity Dave.
1 second. Here's the mum. You had her first, and you hit a bit too hard and really took the head off. So you learn from your mistakes, and then you wait for the next one, mate. The next one to come along, and the next one that comes along, we have to use our imaginations again.
Tigbity Dave.
The next one that comes along is another male duckling, and he's looking inside. And you're like, good, perfect. And you get your rubber mallet, mate, and you twat it over the head again. You go bang like that. Got another male duckling there, and that's how you're going to collect them.
Tigbity Dave.
That's how you're going to collect all of your, for want of a better term, prey in this circumstance. And then what we're going to do...
Tigbity boy.
Hope you don't mind me calling you
Tigbity boy.
Getting a bit familiar there. You're on to the next bit.
Tigbity boy.
So now you've got to store them somewhere. So obviously you're going to want to put them somewhere reasonably safe. So what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself a few ice packs. You go down to Tesco or something, or whatever it's called over in Ireland. I don't know what they use. I don't know what any of your shops over there are called. But maybe you've got a corner shop with a freezer. Maybe they sell bags of ice, or them, you know, plastic carrier bags. You know, the fucking sandwich bags with little squares you fill with tap water. Maybe they got some of them. And you fill a few of them up, and then you're going to go to Argos, if that exists there, or whatever, you know. And you're going to buy yourself a little in-floor safe.
Tigbity Dave.
That's what you're going to do. And you're going to get yourself a little ice box as well, a little cooler, you know. And you're going to use the cooler to keep them in there for now. But then you put them in the floor safe eventually with these ice packs once the ice is frozen. And then you store them in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to skin them when the time comes. So the best way to do that, I've found, is you're going to buy a pack of rockets, you know, the fireworks. You're going to staple a bit of string to the rocket, the wood on the rocket. And then you're going to staple to the skins of these male ducklings that you've caved the heads in with this rubber mallet. And then you're going to wait for bonfire night. Don't know if you lot celebrate bonfire night. I don't know if that's just a thing in England and Scotland and Wales. But let's imagine you do have bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night. You're going to wait for that. That's why you got the in-floor safe and then packs of ice cube bags, you know. You got to wait. So you don't want to draw suspicion.
Tigbity Dave.
You don't want people being suspicious, being like, Are they skinning ducklings over there? You know what I mean? You want to keep them on the toes.
Tickbitty Dave.
And then what you're going to do, mate, is once you've stapled this bit of string to the little bit of the skin of duckling, you just light a rocket, mate, and it rips the skin off for you. And then you got the fun part, right? You got to go and find these rockets now. You got to go and find out where they landed. But you can get around that, you know, because what you could do is you could tie another bit of string and chip into the bit of wood at the bottom, loop a little bit of string around it, and then let that go off on a spool, mate. So like this, see, that would be connected, and then that's just going to spin away. And then you just follow the string, mate. Follow the string back to the rocket, and then you'll find your little bit of skin on the end of this rocket, mate. And then you've got your skin, and then you're going to want to clean it off, scrape it off, you know, best you can. And then you're going to stuff it, mate. And that's how you're going to get into taxidermy, mate. You know, that's how I reckon you should get into taxidermy. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you how to actually get into taxidermy, because, you know, like a plasterer doesn't teach people how to fix holes in the walls, does he? Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna get about teaching people how to do my profession. You know, you don't get chefs unless they're like TV chefs, and our TV chefs real chefs. Do you know what I mean? You don't get them teaching people how to cook their meals. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very unusual, isn't it? You don't really get, you know, bus drivers, mate. Bus drivers don't be like, oh, you know what? You could pay £3 for the bus, but I've got myself a van. Hop in my van, and I'll take you there. Do you know what I mean? They don't do it, do they?
Tickbitty Dave.
So, you know, take what I've said with a pinch of salt. He's also told me to do this. This isn't just, you know, Sean wants me to tell you how to get into taxidermy. That's not how I got into taxidermy. I didn't get started off with a rubber mallet, you know. I worked my way up to the rubber mallet, you know. I'm hoping to get my sledgehammer badge soon. You know, you've got to do a couple more events, he calls it. You know, Randy Gary, he's the guy that taught me, you know, and he says I've got to do a few more events, and then I'll move up to my sledgehammer. With the sledgehammer, you know, whoa, move on to dogs and that. Then, you know, it's the same method. The same method applies. Bigger trap, much bigger trap, bigger tits as well to attract the male dogs. That's one of the reasons, apparently, Randy Gary tells me, that's one of the reasons why there's not as many stray dogs on estates anymore, you know. He gets about decapitating dogs and putting them on mannequins and giving them big fake tits to try and lure more in. And then he caves their heads in with sledgehammers. So he says. He might be full of shit, though, you know. He might just be a liar. You never know, do you? Anyway, I hope this has taught you something.
Tickbitty Dave.
I'll see you in a bit, mate.
And that's it, mate. That's it for this week's Cameo show. Sorry it was a day late, but if you're listening to this any day after the day it's been uploaded, then that's not going to mean anything to you. Please listen to the adverts at the end. Don't be a bell end. That's where these give me the potential to make a few pennies. Like fractions of a penny per listen. A small fraction of a penny. Actually, I think it's a small fraction of a cent, which is less than a penny. But if you feel like you enjoyed this and you think to yourself, you know what? I do like this guy. I find him funny. I like his stuff. I like watching his videos and that. And I'd like to buy him a pint. I'd like to buy him a cup of coffee. I'd like to buy him some cigs. Well, I don't smoke cigs. But I do have a Patreon. So you can join me Patreon. You can even get 7 days for free just to try it out. Patreon.com/worldaroundyou. There'll be a link below. Plus all them discount codes from halfway through the episode as well in the description below. So if you fancy, you know, chucking a couple quid my way to say, you know, I enjoy the stuff. Plus you get to listen to shitloads of other podcasts as well. At least like 200 and... There's at least 200 and, let's say 220 daily updates. Then there's loads of other shows as well. There's quite a bit of stuff on there, and I'm working on something new for it as well, like probably tonight, maybe even tomorrow or over the weekend. So there's going to be a new little pilot on there as well that I'm going to try out, see what people think of it. But yeah, go over to Patreon and give it a go. There's about 30 people on there at the minute. It'd be nice to hit 50 people on there, but if not, no matter, you know, I'm not gonna demand your money off you. Because I sell dead rats, mate, you know. It's not pivotal to me, but it would be nice because I've put a lot of stuff on Patreon and not many people are listening to it. But either way, mate, fucking thanks for listening. Listen to the adverts here at the end, and I'll fucking see you in a bit, mate.